Joining me now, Ed Rollins, former Reagan political director, Great American PAC chairman, and Fox Business contributor. Ed, great to see you. Let's start with all of the conflicts that now are obvious in the Mueller special counsel and the FBI in the so-called investigations of the email scandal, you name it, anything attached to the name Clinton.
Well, one of the most important agencies did not do a transition when Trump won. Unfortunately, Sessions took himself out. It's an agency that's been stacked by very significant lawyers that are Democrat inclined. They had 8 years of Obama's team in there, and they basically have done everything they can to possibly help her get elected. So that's the reality. And
they've done everything they can to keep her in office when it's pretty clear that this guy, Peter Strzok, top counterintelligence, top FBI official, I mean, he was contaminating the entire procedure.
The other part of the story is his texts are going back and forth to a girlfriend who's also an agent, and they're both married. So I mean, that's a part of it. And why would you be doing that? Why would you, when you're head of an agency, investigation?
Because I'm in a generous mood, and I thought what I'd do is leave out the part that I thought would probably stay the same even if he didn't engage in the other bad behavior.
But the bad behavior basically had an impact on this. Obviously, was the most intimate thoughts, and his most intimate thoughts was he was very anti-Trump and very pro-Hillary at the time that he's investigating her, and that's why obviously they dropped and fumbled that investigation.
So why in the hell isn't the president ordering his private attorneys to launch every kind of legal action possible against Mueller, against whomever supports Mueller, and Strzok, the FBI? I mean, this is out of control. This is an attempt to take over the United States government. It's absurd to see it. And then you've got one of his attorneys out talking about, well, he authored this, he authored that. I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to hear. I want to see court action. I want to see this man do something. I want a team of lawyers in there to protect the president.
Well, I'm totally supportive of that, and I think the team that's in there is kind of second rate, and no offense to the persons that are trying to do this.
I thought you were being complimentary.
I was being complimentary, and at the end of the day, they're up against the all-star team, the best of the Justice Department. Mueller has an agenda, and they have a strategy, and the strategy is to take this president out. Our side, or the president's side, needs every bit as competent lawyers. There's no limit to money that he can raise and get people to do this. They have to take this very seriously. This is going to be...
You're not surely saying they're not taking it seriously.
Well, they're not acting like they're taking it seriously. The mere fact that you basically say the president can obstruct justice. My first experience in Washington, D.C. was part of the Nixon administration. I watched 40 smart people get felony attached to their resume. This is not Watergate, but the bottom line, it's the same arrogance. And I just would argue at this point in time, you have a service to this president to make sure he can do his job and protect them.
Let's go to the politics of the thing. Roy Moore in Alabama, he suddenly has a pretty important endorsement, that of President Trump himself. And Mitch McConnell has decided that Roy Moore is a pretty good guy. He's going to let the Alabama folks decide.
Roy Moore went out being outspent 10-1 and basically is winning this race going away. And I think the reality, I'm glad to have the president endorse him. I'm glad that Mitch McConnell has basically decided he needs another senator. And I think at the end of the day here...
Who the hell are these? Who the hell is Mitch McConnell? I mean, why I just don't even understand how remotely he thinks. He sounds like he's doing a favor to the people of Alabama to let them decide who their senator will be?
Well, they don't need favors.
What are you talking about?
They will make their own choice. And to Moore's credit, I mean, Moore has basically had every stupid charge, unsubstantiated charge thrown at him. And he basically has fought through without money, without the big PAC money, what have you. Okay. You know, spent 10-1.
I got to ask you about Mitt Romney, the president out in Utah, talking to Mormon leaders, LDS leaders. Let's take a look at the full screen. This is Mitt Romney's latest contribution. Roy Moore in the U.S. Senate would be a stain on the GOP and on the nation. Lee Korfman and other victims are courageous heroes. No vote, no majority is worth losing our honor, our integrity. Thank you for tuning in, Mitt Romney, with about a week to go to the election. This guy is so fumbling, incompetent, and aggravating. I just cannot imagine him back in public life.
He's a man who lost a U.S. Senate race. He's a man who lost the presidency. And I think to a certain extent, he ought to sit up in his mountains and ski and watch the process and stay out of it.
And not get near a microphone. Or a keyboard.
And don't kid yourself. If he runs for that Senate seat, he's going to be right up Trump's tail, and he's going to try and run for president again. And that needs to be stopped.
Well, don't kid yourself. I don't think it's going to happen, partner.
That's not if I have anything to say about it. It's very little. But
Ed Rollins, thanks so much.